Perfect. Perfect.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Pfunzo's View podcast. So today, I'm just gonna be continuing on where I stopped on the last podcast, which was about relationships, the bad and the ugly. Cause the good was there, but it was mostly the bad. And today we're gonna do the worst, and probably a bunch of other things because why not? There were other topics that I wanted to talk about that I'd seen online that I just, you know, that irked me. I think that's the word, right? Irked me. English is not my first language, so please don't kill me. Um, yeah, but in any case, so today is just gonna be a continuation. And by the way, I'm doing this at like 6 minutes to one in the morning, and like on just actually on the day this is gonna go up. Reason being, I had assignments, and I still have assignments as I'm doing this. I'm thinking of the fact that um I have an assignment to submit today. I just submitted one, probably like what, 10 minutes ago. And I have another one to submit before the end of the day. And I have another one tomorrow to submit. So, gosh, even next week, I think I have other assignments or ones are being opened again. So I'm going to have three more for next week. Yo, if you all are in school or something, are you guys going through the same thing? Because, I'd gone to school before, but I was like in the varsity, so you kind of like with things at deadlines, you kind of did it like then. But see this thing of part-time studying, like I did it in 2017, 2018, and there it was still fine. But yo, oh my word, this this is so stressful. I'm doing something that I've never done before. And I've not, well, I wouldn't say not done before. I mean, I did do like economics and a little bit of accounting while I was in school, like in grade nine. So a little bit of that was done, but after that, it was all science. And then I went to do like the my diploma, but it was kind of sciencey. It was cooking, so I already knew the stuff. Plus, it was more sciencey, so it was not so bad. I was familiar, but this stuff, economics, financial accounting, and business information, and what is the other thing that I'm doing? Business management. Like, I've never done such things, and I've never done commerce in my life, but you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna struggle with it. But in any case, let me not waste any more of your time. You are not here to start to hear me complain about school. So that's gonna be for another episode. I don't know when, but I need to just vent with how much time. It's like it feels like every time I wake up I have something to submit. But in any case, let's get into the topic today. Let's continue. So, on the first one, I told you about all my relationships basically, and I'm pretty sure I said some of my opinions on marriage and all these other shenanigans. Um, so today's one, I'm just gonna tell you just the bad apples I met. Like, whoa, it's like this relationship stuff. English, the data bundles are like depleting at this point. Um, so basically, let me see. I think it was somewhere in 2018. No, no, not 2018. 2019, somewhere there. I don't even remember when it was. But I think it was the beginning of 2019, actually. Let me not say I don't know when it was. I think it was the beginning of 2019. And I'd just come back from finishing my diploma and that did all the graduation stuff, and it was done. And then I was finally back home after the graduation, so I came back home because I wanted to do some business stuff and all of that. And I was done, so I came back. And on the day that I came back, we went to KFC to buy some food with my mom, and it was just me going in, and this other guy came approached me, and I was like, okay. I was like, okay. I didn't really want to give this person my number. I was like, to be honest, we're not my type. Which I should have trusted my instinct because my instinct was telling me something was off with this person. And I ended up, they were very persistent, so I ended up giving them my number. I was like, okay, fine. Even if I just give them my number, I can still reject them on the phone or not answer their phone at all, so it's fine. So got back home. I think the same day this person called me and we were talking. And then the first day wasn't so bad. Like, nothing was off, nothing was weird or anything like that. But come like a few days later, right? So this person I'd only met in like in town, and then we were communicating. And sometimes, like, when I'm like having this back and forth with people, I'm like, sometimes I like these little arguments or whatever, like not really arguments but debates. And I was like, okay, fine. We had our own little disagreements and stuff like that. But I was like, I'm not invested, so I don't really care. Then I think a few days passed, and then there was a conversation where this guy decides like he's in town. At first, my mind you, this guy was telling me about like, I think, did he tell me or did I see it online? Was he was being mistaken for, or not mistaken for, or he had the likeness of one of the some celebrity, and he had trended at a point that, but I don't think he used the trending to his advantage really. Um, but yeah, so he had that in his back pocket or whatever. I don't know if this guy gets girls, but he did say something. He alluded to something of the kind when he was talking to me, like, I get all the girls that I want and all those things. And I don't know if this was to like kind of entice me to go off. And I was like, you're the wrong one, babe. I'm not, no, not the one who's like, okay, you can, congratulations, you have a bunch of people interested in you, which I highly doubt, but congratulations. Anyway, so he just one day wakes up and says, "Hey, come to town now. I'm gonna be there." I'm like, "Guy, no, I'm not. Like, you're not gonna wake up in the morning and then just tell me to get into a taxi or drive myself." I'm guessing at this point, since he saw me coming in from a car, he thinks that the car was mine. It's not mine. It's my mom's. Okay, and she's not just gonna give me a car just for the sake of just like imagine. And I was like, no. And then he was getting this little anger thing, like something, and then I was like, that should have just told me. Listen, there's so many things I ignored when it comes to red flags, when it comes to guys. I don't know why, but those things where you kind of put on blinders. But for this one, I was like, I don't even know why I have those blinders on because I'm not interested in anything with this guy. Like, seriously, I don't want anything else to come from this. But in any case, that happens. And then sometime later, he decides to now tell me he's on some decides to tell me like a woman's place is this and a woman's place is here and a woman's place is that and women do this and women do that, and then when I said no, he was like, when I said no, that is not that is not going to be me, and that is not my life, and I'm not interested in any of that. It became so like argumentative and defensive, and just like as if he wanted to tell me how I should feel and how I should react, and that what he's saying is it, and that is it. And I was just thinking, I was like, no. So from there on, I started ignoring his calls, and then at least he ended up giving up and not talking to me, which, by George, that was amazing, and thank you for not longer talking to me. I was just like, I don't know what this is, but yeah, it needed to end. And then the creepiest one of them all was, I swear, I don't know where I picked these people up from. I'm in town. I don't know. I think I was doing driving or something, and I was in town, and I think I was waiting for one of the instructors to come and pick me up so that I can do the lessons. And I think this was in 20. I would like to say maybe 20. Gosh, when was that? Maybe 20, somewhere between 2015 and 2016 or 17. I'm not quite sure when it was. But I'm in town, and I had gotten out of a relationship, I think not so long before that. I had gotten out of the relationship that I was in. Um, the very first one that I told you about on the last podcast episode. So I met this person. He came to talk to me. He was nice enough. There was nothing bad with him. Something was off. I know, with all of these things, I was like, something in my gut tells me something is off about this situation, but I never ever trust my own instinct, which does not make any sense. And we spoke, and then he asked me my name, told me my name. I was reluctant to tell him my name, but I ended up telling him my name, and then he asked for my number, and I was like, fine. And nowadays you can't give the wrong number because I think I've given the wrong number before, and then the person decides to dial it. I'm like, don't dial it in front of me. It's not the right one. Just disappear, okay? I've also tried that thing of giving the fake name, but I just cannot. I don't know how to do it. Like I'm just like when it's like I don't know. I just don't know how to do it. But in any case, gave him the number, and he was asking me where I live, and I was just like, I live that direction. I didn't tell him which direction I lived. I just said somewhere here, and then I left it at that. So, this guy said he was going somewhere. Then he left, and I was like, okay, cool, thank God I never did this. And I was listening to my music. Then, then from out of nowhere, this guy comes back again. I'm like, okay. And then he's talking to me again and whatever. And then I don't know if by that time the person I was waiting for had not arrived or they'd cancelled or something. So I think, no, was I going to the Texas or something? And I cannot remember exactly what I was doing. But then we ended up saying, okay, you went a separate way, I went my separate way. And I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. Okay, nothing about it. I'm not thinking about it. And okay, I think he called me at night. I think he called me sometime after that. And then he was talking to me, telling me like, oh, I should come to his place. And I was like, oh, hell to the no. I did not do that. No, thank you. No. Um, then out of nowhere, the next day, mind you, guys, remember this. I did not give this guy my address. Did not tell him where I live. Did not tell him none of that. This guy showed up at my house. I do not know how he found my house. I do not know. I don't know if this guy followed me after the whole talking thing or the day before. I don't know if this guy followed me, but then he was at my house. The shock that went through my body was just like, am I gonna die today? Is this what happens? Is this the person that's gonna kill me? Because I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't get this. And this guy came in, and then I was just like in shock. And then whatever happened. The creepiness increased. Then he left my place, and I was like, okay. I told my family about it just in case if I die, they knew what happened and who it might be. I told them it's not funny because it's a thing that can happen. Very creepy. So I was like, okay, fine. That situation happened. And then this person proceeded to like I think the person went to work wherever they were working. It was a distance somewhere else, which I found comfort in the fact that they were not gonna come back to my house. And then the person um was calling me. I think I answered a few times because I don't know why I always do this with these people. I truly do not know why I did this. But like this person um called me a bunch of times, and this is the time when he called me when he was drunk, and then he was telling me that he needed me, he wanted me, he needs to help me with that. I was like, this is the creepiest and weirdest thing I have ever experienced in my life. This is, I guess, this is a story for the books. And I was just like, I just don't know. I don't know what to do with this information or this situation. So I was just like, okay, okay. I just left it at that. I was just like, okay. So, so I just, that was like, and then I went to my mom and then I put the phone on loudspeaker just so that she could hear it. And I was like, the person was talking. And then my mom just said, stop answering the phone. And I just stopped answering the phone. I don't know why I didn't think of it. And then at least that stopped. But it was still a little bit of fear for me because I was like, this person knows where I live. And I do not know because this person doesn't seem to be in control of their emotions and they know where I live. And I have nothing to do with them and they seem to be a little, not there completely. So I was just like, I hope this does not, I hope I will not be in trouble. That's the only thing that was in my head. Like, yeah, child, this ain't it. But in any case, at least the person never called back, which I was grateful for. That I did not have to interact with this person. But yo, every time, sometimes I come out of a relationship, and if I ended the relationship, most especially, um, I sometimes get scared of if the person is gonna like harm me or something. I don't know why, but like something just just in me goes like, I need to wait a few weeks and then at least I'll be safe and I'll be fine and nothing is gonna happen to me. And I think it's also something my mom said was like, you must be careful with these people because you never know how they are. I was like, oh my gosh, you put this in my head. Now I'm super scared. I don't know what this person can do. So I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so that's what those were the ones. Then I think I'm just this is gonna be the last one I spoke about, and then I'm gonna talk about like things that I was seeing that was just annoying me online, or just funny to me. So I saw this thing where so then I saw this thing. I don't know what I'm trying to tell you. See, like my mind just goes on another playing field or something. Anyway, so the last story I want to tell you about was it's a person that I knew. Sorry if you can hear the dog sounds. I'm sorry. It's at night and I don't know what they're barking at. They're the neighbors' dogs. So in this situation, I know this person. I don't think they're gonna listen to this program. Even if they do, you know what? Even if they do, I don't care. So this person, we we did our grade 12. Basically, the last exams when we were writing, we basically came me, him, and another person, another friend. We were studying together, and I didn't know him actually before that. So we were studying together, and then but he did agriculture, so we did mathematics and science together, I think, and then he did agri, and then I was doing mathematics and science since I was in the science school. For grade 12, so that was like in 2011. So I don't know if we knew each other before then, but yeah, so at that time, I didn't know that this person was interested in me. Funny enough, when I was staying with this one, I was like, oh, will this person make a move or whatever? I was just like, but then I was like, at the same time, I did not know that this person was interested in me or not. I was just like, but the other girl he told, but at the same time, I was like, he is also not a person I want to be with because he cheats a lot and he lies. And I was just like, mm. So so that year passed, and he couldn't do anything since he was staying at my place, and my mom was his educator, and there was nothing that was gonna happen at that particular point in time, which is what he was advised by the friend that was studying with us as well when he told her. And so that finished, and then I went off to university somewhere else, and he was in university somewhere else. And I don't we used to talk like on the phone or whatever, right? So like I would call was him, and then there were other people that he went to school with, or they were friends with at a particular point in time, or still friends with actually. And then I was also, I'm sure if the friend listens to this knows exactly who I'm talking about. Not for that, but um, so I was also going off to school, and all of that, and I knew them, and I used to greet them like if they were in varsity. So I think because 2012 they were still in grade 12, the mutual friends that we had, and then so I think this was in 2013 that when I came back home, so this guy finally told me that he was interested in me and all of that. And I think one of the friends that we were studying with had told me that he was interested after the fact. And then he finally himself told me that he was interested in everything. But the thing with him is, I don't know if I said this in in the previous episode I just paused, that I was not ready for any intimacy or anything like that. And I told this person, and like that was his hang up, like, oh, okay, so she's not interested. And I was like, okay, name my problem. I'm not ready, so I'm not gonna force myself to get into this. And at that time, I was very adamant. Like, I was not going to do this at all. I think at that time, there was a little bit of hint of religion in it as to other motivations. Even if I can say that I didn't want to believe it, I do think a little bit of religion was also influencing it a lot. So, so when we did that, it was just like, all of those things. And then it ended there, right? So then I think it was it 2014 or so? I think it was maybe 2013, end of 2013 or early 2014. I cannot remember exactly when, but I don't cannot remember exactly which year. So I don't know. There was a time that I called. So I called one of the mutual friends, right? Because it was those time, Cell C had millions of people had Cell numbers. You were before Vodacom and everything, before this whole thing where every network now has 3 minutes. Cell C was doing nothing and I was on Cell C, so I was like, okay, I had minutes, I bought them. I think I was talking to my brothers or my mom or something like that. So I had the minutes left and I said, I called one of them, our mutual friends, and we were talking. I was greeting. We spoke to each other and everything, and then we're done. I'm pretty sure. And then after that, I also called him. Now there was a number that he had called me on before, and I thought that was his number. We learned afterwards it was actually his girlfriend's number. I did not know. So I called the number. A girl answered, and I said hi. I greeted, and then I said, "Hey, can I speak to the friend that the guy that I was friends with, right?" And then because we had agreed that we're gonna stay friends and have anything not anything, you're not gonna have anything forward after that. So that was that. And I called, I greeted, and that was the end of it. And then, so I thought nothing of it. I forgot about it. Came back home for one of the holidays, for the school holidays or school breaks or whatever. And so I was going to town or something. And so at this point in time, mind you, I had even forgotten that I had called him at that time and that I'd spoken to a girl and the phone number was not his, which I did not know. So then one day I'm leaving home. So I'm on my way, I'm on the road. My phone rings, I can't say it. And then it's this girl, and then I greet, and then this girl is asking me, so what do you and this person, what is your relationship? I'm like, we're friends. That's it. There's nothing. We don't have a relationship. We're friends. And then she was like, "Oh, okay." Drops the phone. I was like, "Okay, cool, no problem." Then another phone call comes in, and then I answer again because I don't know the number, so I answer, and then it was one of the girlfriend's friends, and now she's asking me like, "Oh, you and this person, is there really nothing?" And I was like, "There's nothing between me and this person. We are just friends. That's it. We are completely just friends." Okay, so I thought nothing of it, and I thought, okay. So I walked a little bit of a distance. Then, so I'm guessing there was a fight going back and forth between him and his girlfriend, which I had no idea that I had done. I don't know if they had other problems in between, because there's no in heck that I was the only reason why this girl felt some sort of a way when it came to him. So, so then as I'm walking, he decides to call, like he now himself decides to call me, and then this guy now decides to tell me. I was already irritated at this point because I'm like, what am I, a child? What are we doing? You both grown ass people. What the heck are we doing? Why are you calling me like this, like children? And I've never been involved in situations like this. So then he calls me and then he decides to tell me that, hey, you see what you're doing to me and my girlfriend? You are causing us to fight. And then he tells me that he hates me and that I should lose his number. So right after that, I was like, oh, okay. I dropped the phone. I was like, okay, is this what we do? Okay, cool. I don't have a problem with that. You and me don't have anything besides the friendship that I thought we shared, but my mistake. I'm gonna let that go. So, you know what? Decided not to answer. Nika decides to call me again on my phone, and I was like, nah, I ain't doing this. This is children thing, so I switched it off, and I switched it off, and I switched it off, and I just let it go. I think I've been blocked the person on my phone. I was like, I ain't doing this. I'm not a child. So I just let it go. So I think 2 years after that, I think it was in 2015. Um, I had been, I had been, what do you call the thing? I had been kicked out of the other university because of, merit reasons. We failed. You know. Yeah, I think I explained that in the depression episode. I think. What is it called? I forgot what it's called. It's being taken out of the financially excluded. Not financially excluded. When I say financially excluded, I was academically excluded from UCT. So I came to Univen, did late application, came to Univen and did late applications. And then I was taken out and I was in this university and he was in this university. And I think at that time he was doing his honors. He should have been, yeah, I think he was doing his honors. And I think I had asked him for some help when it came to certain things. He knew the place, and I was like, okay. So I think at that time he had asked me for forgiveness for what he had said that time and what he had done because he had already left. They were no longer together, him and the girlfriend. So I don't know what happened after that, but I had rumors that his laptop was taken and stuff by the girlfriend, and he was living in her room, and he was kicked out, and he had to go find him, like all of them nonsense. Um, so so that happened, and then I guess we reconnected when I went back to the university. Um, And then, of course, because at that time I was in a relationship with someone else, so nothing was gonna come from that. And then on 2016, I think my relationship ended in 2016, in Feb. So at that time, I think me and him were talking again, the mutual friend again. I mean, the friend, we were talking again. And at that time, I think we wanted to try something, but he was so flaky. And I don't know why I kept on giving him chances, but he was so flaky. Oh my gosh. Like I wanted an emotionally unavailable person and I kept going back as if this person was doing anything for me. I don't know why I kept doing that, but yeah, that's what I was doing. My stupid ass was doing that. So and that so there was a time where I felt like I don't know what the heck happened. So I went to his room and I think I was there because I needed something or wanted something. I'm not quite sure what I was doing there actually. Or I was just going to greet him. This guy decides right then and there just to get naked and watch while I'm sitting there. I was looking at my phone. I did not even see him. I was like, oh, we are not this close. Me and you are not this close. And this ain't it. Like, this is not it. And so that situation, so we tried, I think twice, if not three times, to have a relationship, but he was so flaky that I was like, ugh. Every time we tried, I was like, let's leave it. This is not working out, and I need something serious, more tangible than be sitting and waiting for this guy. So I decided, nah, this isn't it. So I think we spoke again in 2019 because he was helping. No, I think it was 2018. No, no, 2019, I think in the beginning of the year or something. He was helping me try and get a tender for catering. Y'all, if you didn't know, I do catering and my website is down below. If you want to check out anything I've ever done, also my social medias are also down below in the description box. You can follow me. So okay, let's go back. Let's go back. I don't know if that was a good transition, but let's just go back. So he was trying to help me with that. So I was like, okay, cool, no problem. So we were talking when that was happening. And then I think I started dating somebody else. I mean, I think at that time he had businesses that he was doing. So I was like, okay, at least if I can get like, kind of like mentorships or something like that from him because he has businesses that are doing well and I also want to have a business. Or I do have, starting a business at that time. So, I wanted some advice and stuff like that. I already had like somebody else who was giving me advice and all of that. But I was like, even this person has, some experience and connections that I can like use for like to my advantage and stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. This is a win-win situation for me. So so I feel like this is too personal. But then I did the deed and finally it happened in 2019 at some point, I forgot what it was. Um and I think he had called me and then or had called him. I had called him and I was asking something about the business that he had said like he was in connection with something that he was helping with, and I was like, hey, so I have an account now open, and the business is registered and everything, and so I need the thing that you said you were gonna organize for me and all of that. So how far? So that was basically what I was asking him there. So I don't know if you know how the conversation now went to my business of intimacy, but this guy decides to take it that direction. And me, I don't know why I'm so open. I just don't know. And then I told him about it. And then this guy straight up said, so you gave basically my property away? You gave away my right away? Like him and the other guy, there's another one who also said this. And then I was like, do you guys think you own my body or there's something about my body that belongs to you or something? Like, at what point did I promise you guys anything of the sort? Like, when did we have a conversation that I said, oh, yeah, I'm keeping myself for you? Oh, guys, who for what? Like, do you not know me? My decision are not gonna be something that's for you. It's gonna be for me, and it's gonna be for the benefits of me. I was shocked, and then after that, I think he said some rude things, and then I just ended up just blocking him and like just deleting his number, blocking him, and then deleting him from my social medias. I don't know if I still have another one because I tried to get rid of him from everywhere, including my mom's phone as well. And I was like, I ain't doing this with this nigga. Mm-mm. I don't have the energy for this guy. And he's so flaky. I used to be like, he goes to Pretoria a lot, so I was like, okay, I can get a lift because if I was going that side, I needed a lift or something. or like if I don't want to go on a bus or whatever. But this guy is so flaky that you cannot make plans with this person. I was just like, don't waste your energy. They just it's a waste. Exactly that. It's a waste. But anyway, I think that's enough of my bad experiences with dating. Like, guys, whether you have known them for a long time, whether you meet them online, whether you meet them on the streets and get to know them first, this is all the same. These experiences are all the same. Like, the one takeaway I have from this is that all of them have the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the worst. So, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about what I've seen like on social media or whatever. There was this funny thing that I saw there. Just guys, just help me understand this. Like this girl goes like, normalize like doing laundry for your man and cooking all of this for your guys, for your boyfriend. Like, that thing made me laugh so much. And I was like looking at it, I was like, girl, you can be here washing his clothes, you know. You can be here pleasing him to the max. You can be here cooking for him and cleaning for him. But baby girl, if he's gonna leave you, he'll leave you. If he's gonna cheat on you, he'll cheat on you. It goes both ways. You're out here doing the most, and this guy is gonna leave you for the one that's not doing the most. And he's gonna get married to the one that's not doing the most. While you're out here just using up all this energy that you could be putting into doing something more productive for yourself. Like, every time I saw that, like even when you went to the comment section, you had guys that were like, "Yeah, so yeah, I had a girlfriend, who's an ex now, who used to do all of these things for me. Like, these women still exist. And this guy, what do you find them like? These women still exist, man. Don't let Twitter show you all of." I was like, you had the word that he said this is his ex. So all of these things do not guarantee you anything. They do not guarantee you a damn thing. Like nothing, people. Just calm the hell down, live your best life, clean your house, do your laundry, and cook for yourself before you go around trying to take care of somebody, a grown ass person. There is no point of that. Like every time I see that, I'm like, how desperate are you that you want to do this? Like I'm just wondering because there is no way in heck I'm leaving my place. I'm going to his place. Then I have a change of clothes. In fact, I start taking care of his house and his needs. And my ass was sitting there. And then this is the reason why some of y'all gonna be crying, like, after I did all of these things for you. Oh God, who employed you to do all of those things, child? Like, who employed you? Who told you, in fact, to leave your house and go now do a cleaning service for somebody else? Because girl, just know. Like I don't know what you're doing to yourself, but just know. And by the way, if I'm saying it like this isn't just thinking about like from things that I was like reading online, not to say like anything. It can happen to both sides. Like, it was just a funny thing. Like at this point I was just like, this is so sad. This is like completely sad. Um I think this goes hand in hand with the post that I saw on Facebook today, where like somebody, this guy was like taking a picture and was like, in fact, she woke up. I told her I was hungry, and this was like late at night, and then she woke up and she was going there to make me some food. She woke up at that time, and then somebody, the person that that I'm friends with on Facebook, was like so like what do you call it? Marriage is not bought, people. Do not buy marriage. And I was just like, yeah, the girl, sleep, turn the heck around. The guy will be fine. He'll wake up and he'll go make himself some food if he's actually hungry. And I was just like, is this what we do? Like, is this what happens to us? Seriously, like you people are proper doing marriage stuff. These guys who like where most of the time nothing comes from it. Like it's just so sad sometimes. Like I guess sad from my point of view might not be sad for them, might actually be fulfilling for them. But every time I look at them, I'm just like, yo, just like sometimes women take 5 steps forward and then they like 1 step forward and then there's those ones that bring us back 5 steps. Just like that. Gee. Like just like that. I was just like, yeah, nah. She just And this person is so proud taking a picture while they are sleeping, while you woke up your girlfriend to go do this. Like, I hope it's a joke and that this person was just doing this, but I hope she did not just wake up to go do that. Like, yeah, no. Oh, yeah. I think, on the last one, I was just like, I think even on the title or on Twitter when I was like promoting the podcast like episode for last week, I even wrote like red flags, guys. Like, how do you guys deal with like red flags? Like, do you know the red flags? You look for red flags, or like is there things that you have like proper ignored red flags? Where from like your partner, whether you've been married to them, engaged, or just dating, or just speaking on like on dating apps or whatever, like the red flags, like have you guys overlooked like red flags like I did, like with a lot of things, like when the guy was being creepy and I still allowed for there to be a communication and all of that? Like, do you guys ignore red flags like I do? And I just feel like there were so many things that told me. Like in one of my relationships, I almost got raped, and I was just like, I only processed that later on in life. That I was like, this person almost raped me, and they admitted to it. Some years later, granted, but like this person actually admitted to it, and I was just like, and they said it like as if it was not wrong. I don't, you know, sometimes, no, sometimes this dating things, Chef, they will show you flames. I'm not even gonna lie. I am not even going to lie. Yeah, and I think one of the places that like infuriate me, ne, is like when you're watching certain movies, and I'm particularly because you can say I'm obsessed with like Nollywood movies, and like every time I watch those movies, I just look at it and I'm like, they really do not think of women besides things to marry, things to have children, and things to clean a certain house. Like every time you see these movies, it's always, when am I gonna get married? Oh, marriage, this marriage, that. You're like, so like writers, you had nothing, no new stories for you to tell. Maybe show me a story of a woman being strong, not about, every time like my little sister pointed this out, man, and she said, in these Nigerian movies, it's two scenarios that happen. A woman who is successful, educated, wealthy, but single, or a woman who is just struggling, poor, wretched or something, and then those are the ones that are gonna find a husband. The other one has to take down her grace and her success in order for her to find a husband or a partner. In Nigerian movies, let's be honest, it's because of their homophobic laws or whatever nonsense that they do there. You will have instances where it's just a heterosexual relationship or whatever, and like when I see that, I just look at it. I'm just like, so for you guys actually believe that if a woman is successful, she will be single, and all of those women who are not single who are successful, what about them that do have partners? Like, why do you have to take? Why do you have to take the piss at successful women? And why is it that, guys, there's not a movie that irritated me as much as I watched this other movie. It was, I don't know how long ago it was, but it was a Destiny Itiko. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Itiko movie. And in that movie, her father had a company, and then I think he had a brother or something. And yeah, I think he had a brother, and that was her uncle. And then in the end, the father had died, left her stuff. And then after he had died, I think he had swindled a certain portion of money from his brother or something. But in that situation, like what I would have done was give you the portion that was yours, but keep my own, right? This girl said, because I am a woman, I cannot run a business. So I'm gonna give you the whole company to you men so that you can run because I am a woman. I looked at that and I was like, you're not kidding, right? You can run the damn company. Run the damn company. There is no way in hell you'll ever find me ever giving up a company worth multi millions to be run because I am a, what is that? What being a woman have to do with anything? You went to school for business. You know that damn business. How the heck are you relinquishing power to that business when the business is yours in the first place? It's your inheritance. I just took it and I was like, so the writers, this is what they thought. The writer thought they did something then. Hmm? They actually thought that they did something. And I was just like, every time I watch these things, I'm like, the disrespect on women, hey? It literally when you watch those movies, you just like, it's always marriage. And I'm just like, there's so many world problems you guys can tackle. You can tackle rape. You can tackle sexuality. And I'm not talking about making it seem like sexuality is a sin. Having being part of the LGBTQ plus community is a sin, like they did in certain movies, which really irritated the heck out of me. Like not in those situations. Like actually, maybe fighting for the rights of people. You know, like in South Africa, the whole, like like here, ne, the rights are there, but this country is also so homophobic. Like I think I was at the traffic department at the time, and I think I don't actually because I was not sure because I was hearing like a little bit of bits and pieces of the conversation, but a lot of it seemed like these men were actually sitting down and were like, okay, so we were at this meeting for men, and then because this guy was gay, when they were writing down something, we read all of this and we read all of this and we like when it got to that person we said, no, you cannot be part of this because this is for men and you are a woman. I was just sitting there, I was like, stupid, stupid, little itty bitty little bloody bastard, old, homophobic, disgusting old men. They probably have nothing going on for them except for the fact that they can just decide to talk about somebody. And you know what else also bothers me is people saying that men go gossip. You know how many places I've been where you find grown ass men gossiping like nobody's business? I'm just, you know, gosh, this country just, if I continue in this fight, I'm just going to get more and more upset because the ignorance that is with a lot of this misogynistic, sexist, homophobic men in this country, I just cannot. I just cannot. And if you have a problem with what I'm saying, you know what? Maybe this is not for you. Maybe this is not for you to listen, but geez, every time I like read, I'm just like, I cannot. And you know what? Another thing that I just saw online, which has been a problem to me. You know, like I think her name is Entle, and the whole black coffee thing. You know, like when I see those situations, right? And like people are like, oh no, I think another one posted like, oh, they always want a rich guy, and I was like, was this guy? This girl is also successful. It's not like she was depending on this guy for everything. Also, by the way, when she tells her story, it's her side of the story. When he tells his side of the story, that's his side of the story. Both of them could both be wrong and right at the same time because none of your morphos actually know what is happening in their situation. No one outside of you actually knows what their actual private situation is actually like. Besides for the few things that you guys are seeing online that you're seeing, like it's hurting. It's people hurting that are doing these things. Like it's emotional and it's affecting people. But it, it's so when you look at when like these situations are happening and you're seeing this sadness that is happening usually because there are also kids involved in all of this, but it's also emotions and this will all blow over. But the amount of sometimes when you see this, like a lot of men and some women too who will attack the woman, like it's amazing. Like they took a side. I'm like, guys, calm down. There's three sides of a story: his side, her side, and the truth, which you guys will never know. No matter what you do, no matter what, you will never actually know what actually happened between these two. And which makes sense because it's also none of your business. Yes, it's happening publicly. There's a lot of things that happen publicly, and some things are even happening in your own situation, but you don't deal with it. You're too focused on other people's problems for you to deal with your own. Just saying. But yeah, anyway, you know what? let me just leave it at like what relationships are just yeah relationships are just yeah right now I am free, single as a bird, and I think I'm gonna leave it like that for a full year because I need to refocus on me, refocus on what I want, relearn myself, and evaluate the choices I've made, the really poor choices I've made, because yeah, we have made really poor choices in this life, and I need to reevaluate a lot of them. So hopefully the last bit was not every all over the place, but I was just giving you opinions from like situations that I'd been seeing online, especially ones that were like angering me, like and just entering my bones. It was just they're just giving me problems. But in any case, guys, let me love and leave you all here. I'll see you all on the well. I really said I wanted to say I'll catch you on the next episode, but my brain decided that that is not the one we're going to say. But guys, I'll catch you on the next episode, and I thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so that you do get notified as soon as I post a new video. Thank you for watching. Bye.